Okay. Did y'all all hear that? It's recording in progress.
I love you.
Okay.
A scary cat is so
Okay,
cute.
so I muted all again. So you need to unmute yourself. Now, where did you go on here?
I'm scared.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
So I just made you host. And I'm muting myself, and the game is yours.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I am super excited to be here and be asked to share with you guys on tonight's topic. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Shelly Evans Ostrom, and I am an independent Scentsy consultant and a director of Team Blooming Scents. And I'm going to share tonight on passion, mindset, and drive. But first, I want to share just a little bit about me so that as I'm sharing tonight, you can really feel my heart and why I feel so passionate about life. I will be 50 this year, October 28th, and I couldn't be more happier about it. I never thought I would say that because it's kind of known to be the gloom and doom era or age or whatever, like over the hill kind of thing. But for me, at this stage in my life, I feel like I'm living my best life, and I'm probably going to get emotional a lot tonight. But I just want to thank Kimberly for Kimberly Nation for just allowing me to share with all of you guys. And I know that we are a collaborative group of people that are from all over the place, and the way we've come together, I cherish every one of y'all. And I'm super appreciative that I got to meet Kimberly at boot camp, and she's my sister for life, and that through her, and I think a lot of you guys feel the same way, you all came to meet and know each other. And for me, I thrive on this community of Scentsy consultants, and y'all mean the world to me. But let me share a little bit. So I am a mom of 3. My oldest is a girl, and then I had 2 sons, and I have a son-in-law and a daughter-in-law. I have 3 grandbabies and 1 on the way. I was an only child, and I was raised by evangelistic preachers, my mom and dad both. We had a puppet ministry. Life was great, beautiful, and all the things. In my teenage years, my parents went through a divorce, and the cycle of craziness entered my life. And but I always said, you know, when I have kids, I'm going to be the best mom. That's all I ever really desired. So at 22, I got married, and I had my first child, and 3.5 years later, I had my second child, and then 6 years later, I had my baby. So he was, my oldest and youngest are 10 years apart. They were my everything. I was like the soccer mom. The baby's calling me right now. He's 17. He will always be known as the baby. And I try to do all the things, you know. I had that dream of what, you know, getting married was supposed to look like, the Cinderella fairy tale and all that. I was not partnered necessarily with somebody that had a like mindset as me and had the same desires and dreams in life that I had. So it was a struggle. So y'all, Kate, I'm doing a training right now. Yes. How much? Okay. All right. Love you. Bye. The baby needs money. I apologize. But anyway, I did all the things that I thought I was supposed to do, and still be a financial participant in my home. So I worked full time. I was the T-ball coach, cheerleading coach, vice president of the PTO. I was on the praise and worship worship team at my church. We were at every service. And life was good. I mean, I felt like a single parent most of those years. And then when I was 9 months pregnant with the baby, my dad dropped dead of a heart attack. He had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. He was 53. That was December. And like that was traumatizing for me. And then I battled with depression as a teenager on and off. Again, probably in my 20s, but I just fulfilled that depression through like my staying busy and my children. And then all of a sudden that triggered something. And then I had a baby 4 weeks later. And then my mom's mother passed away when Cade, the baby, was 4 weeks old. And those were the first experiences I had with like losing a loved one. And what that did to me in my postpartum stretched out like over a year. I began to self-medicate. So I was taking things that would give me energy and help me deal with like just stay, because depression, if any of y'all have experienced it, it kind of makes you like sleepy. You just don't want to deal with life. You just want to lay in bed. But I knew I couldn't do that. And I had people counting on me. I had my babies counting on me. And so in 2006, and then I would take something to help me sleep, because and these were those pills you got at the gas station back when it was like the Phenerin or whatever it was. Long story short, in 2006, I overdosed, and not intentional, but I was trying so hard not to feel. And anyway, that led me down to a devastating time, a worst time of my life, because I lost everything. I lost my marriage, which was my children may see this, so we're completely over all this time, but I needed him to step up and say, I see you. And that didn't happen. Instead, I was kicked when I was down. That's how I feel. I know he has his story. That's how I feel. And he took my kids from me. The only thing that I got up for. So anyway, I went through a long process. This was a long process to get where I am today. But I will tell you, it made me learn. It woke me, and it took me a while to really, like, as I went into a huge depression for a few more years. Like, how do you deal with that, being the everything mom, to not even like having to walk around with guilt and shame? She doesn't even have her kids. I was, and so I'm a mama bear. So I thrust myself into the time I was allotted with my kids. Went through the whole divorce, all the nasty stuff, all the yucky stuff. And my kids, were still little. And but it caused me to fight for what I love, so to speak. It caused me to get out of my feelings. It caused me to not worry about, it made me driven. It made me driven to do whatever it took to get my life back. And that was rock bottom. I mean, I went from good corporate jobs. I was a mortgage loan processor, real estate paralegal. I went back and forth. I was highly desired because I always had a great attitude, and I worked hard, and I was accountable and dependable. And then, you know, then this happened. And then, so I found myself back at the bottom. I found myself homeless, living back with my mom in Tennessee. We were in Georgia. I ended up back in Tennessee. And then I did go to rehab, and they medicated me with all the depression stuff and all the stuff to help you sleep. And there was a time when I was having to, like, every other weekend I was driving 5 or 6 hours on a Friday. I would pick my kids up. We would travel back to Jackson. We would have all day Saturday, and then Sunday after church, we would drive back. And I did that for about a year and a half, and I was aging, and it was wearing me down. And so finally, I told my mom that I said, I've got to get off of this antidepressant. So I started weaning myself off, because, you know, you can't just stop it. Started weaning myself off. And then I looked at my mom one day when I started feeling my self again. And I wasn't just kind of like just coasting through whatever life gave me. I finally was like, you know what? I don't care what I have to do. The road is killing me. And I know that I won't see my kids like every day of the week or whatever. I told her, I said, I've got to go to Alabama. He moved to Alabama. We lived in Georgia. He moved them to Alabama while I had them on Christmas break to make it even harder on me, I felt. So I was like, why am I in Georgia? I don't have family here. I moved there with him, you know, and he took the only reason why I was there. It was my kids. So anyway, I woke up and I said, I've got to go to Alabama, and I don't care if I have to live in a cardboard box behind McDonald's. I'll go, because at least I'll be breathing the same air as they are. I'll be looking up at the same part of the sky they would be. Sorry. So what I did was, on the weekends that I was traveling there, sometimes we would get hotel rooms, and my youngest, he thought, let me send him money, Mama. The youngest one thought that those were, he goes, I remember when we used to live there, and he was talking like La Quinta Inn and, you know, the different places we stayed. I get tickled still, because we'll drive by there even now. And he's like, I remember when we used to live there. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm trying to send this baby some money. Oh my Lord. Now, why is it not? It's like it updated and it's not showing me where I usually send money to. Ugh. Oh, now the other son's calling me. Hey, I'm in the middle of a recorded Zoom. All right, love you, bye. That's the blessing, y'all. That's the blessing I'm getting to. My kids, I'm on the phone with them all day, every day. Oh, their life to me. So anyway, I came down here and I would stay over. I would take them back to their dad's on Sunday, and then I would stay over another night and job hunt. And I took the very first job I could get, which was a part-time job at in the print center of Office Depot in Montgomery. And I moved into a hotel and scraped. And I've been a side hustler ever since. I've always had a job, but there was a time, you know, I've done everything to have something on the side. I've made jewelry. And I did have family that like saw me trying, and they would like buy my jewelry just to support me, you know. And And then I did yard sales. I did flea markets. I did that for like 6 years. I was really pretty successful at that. I've done MLMs like coffee, weight loss stuff, makeup, and then I signed up for Scentsy November of 2020 just to be able, because I'm a fragrance person. I love it. I was spending lots of money and I wasn't even getting a true fragrance experience. I was disappointed. My burners burnt, like they would smell great for about 4 hours, and then it was like no scent. And I was like, well, these things don't really work well. And I would do the candles, and I was trying all the things. And so after 3 months, I saved up enough money to move into an apartment. I moved here to Alabama in August of 2009. My oldest was I want to say she was in 8th grade. My middle child was 4th grade, and my baby was still in daycare. And now I have been here 22, and we're August. So 12 years. I've been here surviving all by myself. I had no family here. I was surrounded by my enemies. And through my passion, and through a mindset, and through my drive, I'm living my best life. So now my life has been completely restored for years now. I understand how to change your mindset. So let me go back over to here, and then I'll insert what I need to insert, or why this topic is so important to me, and how you can change it no matter how far down you are. I need to go where I can see y'all's faces, because I feel like I'm talking to a stilled image of all I see is Moni's. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, because I did quickly throw together some little slides. Okay, so now do y'all see my topic, like the blue? Hold on, let me see if I can see somebody, at least see y'all. Hey, Donna. Roxanne, can you give me a thumbs up if y'all see my screen? Oh, Priscilla gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. All right, so all that brings me to tonight's topic, and that is passion, mindset, and drive. And so now I got to figure out how to, okay. So passion is described as a strong feeling, and I know these are basic, but for me to get my point across, like I always feel like you got to see the definition of stuff. It's a strong feeling or emotion. I don't know why it's a he spoke with passion, an object of someone's love, liking, or desire. Art is, I guess this is somebody's opinion. It's a strong liking, it's a desire, it's a love for and passion for something. And so tonight, what my real true thing is, is you got to find your passion. So in order for you to like acknowledge your to get that fire really burning in your heart and in your gut, your bosom, you need to stop and think about that. Think about what causes you to be passionate. Is it your relationship with Jesus? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it, your home, your pets? I mean, what find what you're passionate about. And I put Scentsy in there because Scentsy has changed my life. And I'm passionate about that. But these are the things that I'm passionate about. And if you look up what a synonym for passion is, it's affection. It can be anger, adore, dedication, devotion, excitement, feeling, fervor. Those things are like tangible, because if you're passionate, you're going to be affectionate about it. And it's gonna show. If you're passionate and you're angry, it's gonna show too. I don't like anger. I'm just not somebody that gets, I don't know, I just don't, it's not in my nature. I barely ever deal with anger. There's been a few episodes. I can account that to my ex-husband, but but when you're really passionate about something, you're dedicated. You really, your dedication shows. People see it because you're showing up. You're dedicated to, they see your dedication because your passion is going to show when you share. Your devotion to it is like a habit. You're very devoted to things you're passionate about. It's in your everyday. You're excited. When you're passionate about something, it brings excitement. It shows your feeling, and it shows your fervor. Then is passion a value? Passion is often connected with a purpose. So what I love about that, when I talk about passion, it causes you to have a purpose. Once you figure out what you're passionate about, then you can kind of find what your purpose is in life. And for me, I'm so passionate about my children that I was pushed into, I had a purpose with them all along. But then when they were stripped from me, it gave me a bigger purpose. Like, it took me a minute to realize I had a purpose because I felt like a failure. I went through all the guilt and shame parts that come with that, the unworthiness, and but there was value in my passion because that couldn't go on, because I couldn't live without them. I couldn't breathe without them. That's how I felt. And I wasn't willing to stop breathing because my desire to be in their life was greater than my desire to give up. And so when you have a purpose, it means there's something that you love and there's a reason why you do it. And those were my reasons. And a lot of qualities come from your passion. I learned a lot about myself during those times. I always saw I was a tomboy. I always saw myself as strong. I was fearless. And I was always a go-getter. And so I knew I had like these amazing, strong qualities to my person, but I lost myself for a while. And I had to go find Shelly. I had to go tap into that inner strength. I had to go find that little girl in me that believed in herself. I had to go find that little girl that wouldn't give up. And I contribute that experience, as bad as it was, I contribute that time in my life to finding my deep relationship with Jesus, because I had nothing. I had lost everything. And the only thing I knew that I had, and I had no resources, was the knowledge that I was taught as a child that Jesus loves me. And so I cried to him every night. And I developed I didn't know how to talk to him really, even though I was a preacher's daughter and all that. I needed him to be in the front of my mind. So I started talking to him in weird ways, like, Lord, help me think about you first. Help me think about how you can, all my choices. Because I knew my choices weren't working out for me. And I didn't want to fall again. And I didn't want to, I just didn't really trust myself. And so anyway, that brought a restoration into my life. And I'm not trying to push, all that onto you. I'm just saying this is what helped me find Shelly. It helped me find, I trusted on something bigger than me and something more powerful than me. And so I petitioned him on my needs. I needed to survive. I needed to be able to have a job. So anyway, things began to happen, and I got a job. Like I went from part-time to 2 part-times to 1 full-time job. And when I took on that full-time job, I've now been here. May was my 10th anniversary. And I love my job. I started at the bottom, started in the call center. My hours sucked. They were from 3 to midnight. Sunday through Friday. That way. Yeah, every other week. So I was either off on a Saturday, Sunday, or a Friday, Saturday. And anyway, I just showed up. And my mother was a great mentor to me, because she would say, be so good, they don't want nobody else. Like, we all know we're replaceable, especially in the corporate environment. So I just took that. And then she would tell me to do the next right thing. And so I did the next right thing. And I began to prove myself to be very accountable. And like I said, I had no friends still yet, and so my work was my only people that knew me. And it was so funny, because this story that I'm sharing with y'all now, where people that knew me up to that point knew who I was, knew what happened, and like, people will like try to. It takes longer for the people that know you to believe you've changed, or to believe, or, to see your aspirations and inspirations and dreams. But these people that I worked with every day saw the rebirthing of my comeback. I'm the comeback kid, And so they eventually, as I got to know some of them, when I shared my story, they couldn't even believe it. Like, because I had, I had to not necessarily reinvent myself, but I just had to become all the things. I had to, in order to show the people that knew me, I had to be an overachiever. I had to go after it harder to prove who I was and prove what I was doing and prove, in order to, to get rid of that guilt and shame. Like, I had to do it all the way. And so I'm going to go now. So which leads me to the second part of this topic, which is mindset. So once I, realized that I was passionate about something, and, you don't have to lose something to find your passion. I'm not saying that. This is just my little journey, my little walk. I had to get in that mindset. Like I said, my mom said, just do the next right thing, and be so good they don't want to forget you. And for me, I had to take it one day at a time. I had to, because I was still overwhelmed if I thought about what was ahead and how I was going to survive here all by myself, because I'm an only child. And, you know, that was scary. I knew anybody, the only people I knew here were my ex, which at the time, my ex and his family, which I felt like were my enemies. And so my children were all I had, and they didn't have, I feel like they didn't have a voice at that time. They were, you know, caught in the middle. So anyway, so my mindset became so focused. And so your mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how you make sense of the world and yourself. It influences how you think, feel, and behave in any given situation. So these topics apply to life in general, but they also apply to your success. They apply to, they can apply to Scentsy if that's, you know, but really just in general to being successful at anything you do in life. You know, you have to have the mindset of, I don't care what people say about me. I am Christian, Jarrett, and Cade's mom. All right, let me send him this Venmo real quick. Oh, he did. That's why I couldn't find him. I was trying to send him on Cash App. Okay. So I had to, my mindset had to be, I had to, you know, forgive myself, because that guilt and shame was eating me alive. And the greatest gift I ever gave myself, and if any of y'all are ever been in this situation or similar situations where you can forgive other people, which really has always been easy for me. Forgiving myself was the hardest thing I ever did, the hardest thing I ever realized I needed to do. But when that light bulb went off and I forgave myself, it was the greatest gift I'd ever gotten, truly gotten, other than, you know, salvation. Because when I forgave myself, I recognized I no longer had to hold myself down. The roof was lifted. You know, I was free to believe in myself. I was free to be me. Just be like quirky, silly. I forgive myself all day long for being, like sometimes my kids are like, Mom, like the youngest one, he told me one day, he goes, Mom, he goes, that's cringy. And I was like, cringy? What is cringy? And I forget how he described it, but I was like, what? And then I was like, well, I guess I'm cringy. And then my older two are like, Mom, you're so extra. And used to, I would have taken that as a personal, like negative, like, ooh, you know. But then I decided, okay, I'm extra. And that's okay. I'm cringy. That's okay. Am I going to stop being cringy? No. I'm going to throw a song on like when we jumped on here tonight, a song will pop in my head. I'll play it. I'll sing it. I'll skip in the rain. I don't change. I do not put myself in handcuffs anymore based on what other people say about me. It doesn't change my mindset, because guess what? I forgave myself. I love myself. I found beauty and realized that I was made to be me. I was made to be me, nobody else. And nobody else can be just like me unless, you know, you're goofy and funny and silly and you like all the same scents that Kim likes. And then you're going to find people that you connect with like that. And they're like your soulmates, your soul sisters, or whatever, your soul misters. But now my mindset is positive, which I've always been optimistic. I've always seen the glass half full instead of half empty And because of that, you know, I tend to look on the brighter side of life, but we're not all made to be that way. So when you're not made to be that way, sometimes you have to be the sun in your own sky. You have to change your mindset. You have to retrain your brain to stop saying, nobody likes me. My kids say I'm extra. My kids say I'm cringy. My ex, they think I'm drama, or, you know, whatever title, whatever verb or whatever that somebody else puts on you. That doesn't mean you have to be those things. So when you get in the right mindset, let me see if that's like the next thing. All right, so there's 3 key mindsets. 1 is an abundance mindset. 2 is a positive mindset. And 3 is a growth mindset. So if you want to have an abundance mindset, you've got to stop being negative in your head. You have to catch yourself. You have the power to tell your brain to stop. When it's beating you down and when you're stuck in your head, just pause and think of something positive to dwell on. Think of something positive. Look around your area, whatever it is, and find something good to look at. If you have a pet, you can look at your pet and go, oh, I'm so glad my pet is healthy. If you have children, like find something, even if it's like rainy day and you're in that funk, and you know, because sometimes that's what happens to me. I give myself permission, and I give myself permission to feel that way sometimes, because I'm like, we call it a Hodge day in my mom's family. That's her maiden name. Like my pop would get down sometimes, but he wouldn't let himself stay there. So he labeled it a Hodge day. And so if you need to do that, like if you're having one of those days, it's okay. My pop always said, you can be discouraged, just don't get down. So give yourself permission to have moments, but then give yourself permission to stop. You know, like today's a new day, and today the sun is out. And if the sun's not out, find a sun. Be the sun in your life. If you have to write down affirmations, like Google affirmations and write them down. I am worthy. I am smart. I am kind. I am fun. I mean, whatever it is that you need to list down to remind yourself, find qualities. I challenge you. I would love it if y'all came back to me and gave me at least 5 things. After you think about these qualities that are strong in you, write them down, and then every day remind yourself. I have a sticker in front of me, and it says, I am enough. And I wrote that. I don't know where y'all seeing. I don't know if you're seeing me at all. I wrote that to remind myself that I'm enough to be a director for Team Blooming Scents. Because I don't want to let them down. I know the possibilities that Scentsy can be for us. And I see their potential. And I want to meet them where they're at with what they want. And I don't want to interfere. Like, I don't want to be too pushy. That's why I always ask, like, what do you want from this? Because if you tell me you want this, then I'm going to go give you this as best I can. And if it's too much, you're going to have to let me know, because, you know, the last one that we're going to talk on is driven. So anyway, but I had to tell myself this because it's scary sometimes to think that, like Team Blooming Scents has, I think we're up to 74 now. And, in my heart and in my mind, yes, I know this is their independent business, and, your success is ultimately available to you, through your workstation with Scentsy. I mean, they've got everything you need. But I also know what it takes to get where I've gotten and to hit the marks that I've gotten. And so I was so goal driven to hit all those marks that I feel responsible for y'all to hit those marks. And but I'm one person, and I work a full-time job, and I have a family, and my mom's long, I travel. I mean, I'm just saying, sometimes I get scared that I'm going to let someone down, and fear is of the devil. So I don't want to live in fear, which I have to tell myself, fear is not of God. And that's why I need to see this in front of me all the time, is that I am enough. And so sometimes you have to train your positive mindset. Stop living in those negative spaces. If you get on the pity pot, sit there until it gives you just enough to be on the pity pot, but then get off. Don't dwell on the negative. And I'll tell you one thing, you will not attract, if you're wanting success, no matter if it's with Scentsy or if it's in friendships or if it's in anything else you're doing with your full-time job, people watch you. Like I told you, I started at the bottom where I work, and I slowly promoted. Now I'm in a department of 2 people. I'm an senior appeals specialist with Optum RX. It's a United Health Group company. And I'm highly esteemed by my company because I was dedicated. I have I don't want to say, I have a positive mindset. So when they would bring a project or bring anything to me, I went all out to show them. And I didn't have a college degree. And I got where I am I know that I got here through the respect that I showed for my work, the respect that I showed for myself, and the value that I attributed to myself. And I applied myself. I would go when these positions were open. I would go and I would take my positive mindset in there, and I would share the skills and knowledge that I had learned from when I'd been there. And that's how I know that I got those opportunities. So if you're putting negative energy in the world, you're going to get negative energy back, or you're going to get dismissed, or you're going to get overlooked, because it's a bad aura, it's bad juju. So you want to paint, not that you want to paint a fake facade, but you want to open your life up to be real, because I'm still real. People know that where I've came from. I keep it real. I'm humble. They know I share my life story just like I did tonight. Was that fun and easy for me? No. But I'm humble enough to be grateful for where I'm at. And sometimes you just have to give yourself grace and forgiveness and look at the positive light. Because if I'm not fake in being positive, you're not fake in being positive. You might be thinking negative things on the inside of your head, but really, does it need to be out here? You know what I'm saying? Does it need to be out? Do you need to be complaining about things when, just say we're complaining about, it's another rainy day. Those, which I know we can complain about inflation right now. That's, everybody's dealing with that. So it's not like you're, anything new, but like if you're like complaining about things that other people would give their right arm to be in your shoes. Like they wish that their only concern was, like for me, I had a water leak last month and my water bill was $748. If I complained about that to somebody that is maybe homeless, I think that in comparison, they would think I'm like, I need to get over myself, right? So sometimes you just need to tell yourself, look, complain to yourself. Don't put it on social media. Don't. And here's another thing for any of you that are on here tonight. If you need to vent and complain or share, don't share with if you're a sponsor, don't share with your downline. That they don't need that. If you need somebody to like talk to, go to your upline, because it can destroy your business. If you are complaining, if you're a sponsor and you're complaining to especially if you're complaining about Scentsy and they're new to Scentsy and they're trying to find their footwork here and they're trying to learn how to, get their business off to a great start. And then here's their sponsor complaining because Scentsy's changed this. So, I promise you anything that Scentsy, any decisions that this company has made, it is to benefit you as an independent Scentsy consultant. I see the values that and the that they stand for, and it's gone blank for me right now, but I promise you, they want what's best for you. And they are constantly going out of their way to make things okay for our business. And when that says a growth mindset, that means be open to challenges. Like let your mind be okay to learn something new. Because if with this job, I'm pointing over here because I work from home. So my day job's here and Scentsy's here. But if when we have been bought out, we have transitioned. You guys that have been in any kind of, business for any amount of time, everything in life changes. Technology changes. So things are going to change and evolve throughout life. That's not going to change. That's going to happen. In the beginning, it freaked me out. I hated change. Please don't change this on me. I'm just getting used to it this way, right? And then you go and change it on me. And I used to like be freaked out and bothered by it and stressed out and anxiety and all the things. And once I realized that change can be okay, because with change becomes growth. So when something changed, was it frustrating? Did I hate it? When you start a new job, don't you hate that the first week on a new job, like all the things you got to learn and everything's different. And then when you get to the other side of it, wow, you're smarter now. You know more than what you did a week ago. You're maneuvering like you know something. Well, that's growth. So don't be a complainer about change. Look at change, like change that mindset, that now that I have a growth mindset and I'm okay with change, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be able to serve and give back more to others because I'm going to have skills, wisdom, and knowledge that I didn't have. Like right now, I'm playing around doing things that I never dreamed I would do with social media. I did a TikTok today. Are they as cute and fun as everybody else's? No, but it's okay. I'm learning. I'm going for it. I'm trying. There's my baby. We're recording tonight, so everybody's muted. So change is good. Change is good. Tell yourself change is good because you're going to become better. All right, so let's see what's next here. All right, so 10 tricks for developing a great mindset. I am having a hard time seeing over this. Let me pull up something. Let me get a drink. Okay, so we're almost done, y'all. 10 tricks for developing a great mindset. Only use positive words when talking. Because when you use positive language and verbiage, even if you're not feeling it, it does something to your mindset, and you're going to, all of a sudden, your mindset's going to shift. The more, like, a positive outdoes a negative. So if you are using positive language, your brain will start hearing positive communication to yourself. It will shift that mindset. Push out all feelings that aren't positive. So if you're having emotions that aren't positive, like you're getting in your feelings too much, I encourage, here's what I do. I will go turn some music on that offsets my emotions and gets me out of that place. So if I'm feeling depressed or I'm feeling sad, I might go put on something energetic and fun and silly that may even cause me to want to dance. And it will take me out of that moment. You know, it'll get me out of that funk. Use words that evoke strength and success. This goes back to those words of affirmation that I said. I gave everybody a challenge. Go list 5 qualities about yourself that you yourself can even say, well, you know what? I'm pretty good at this. I have a good memory. I have a giving personality. I love to give. Whatever it is, five strengths, 5 qualities that you like about yourself. And sometimes you haven't even given yourself time to even realize you like something about yourself. Now it's time to go find your qualities. And if you have more than 5, give yourself more than 5. Give yourself 10. And then put it in front of you every day. Like I said, I have to look at this. Mine is I am enough. And remind yourself of this every day. This is going to be practicing positive affirmation. You're going to evoke strength and success in your life through positive practice affirmation. And before you know it, you're going to realize that you're an overcomer. You dealt with challenges that day that normally you would complain and grumble to the point that it would stress you out and you would be beaten down and in bed. And guess what? Nothing got solved that day. You had no resolutions that day. Through my journey, through the experiences that I went through when I was at my rock bottom, and through my climb, coming out of it and practicing these things that I'm sharing with y'all tonight, I lost my train of thought. One of the things I can say is I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer. Right? Are any of y'all? Are you a survivor? Are you victorious? Because I want to tell you, you are. Because if you're like me and if you can get through one day in this world, then you're victorious. Because where we're at today in time, I'm pretty sure we're all hit with something. I don't care what it is that comes our way, and you can be an overcomer of it. And through all that, I realize that now, you hear people say all the time, squash the excuses or excuse busters. I can promise you there's not an excuse that anybody can bring to my life or bring to my attention. There's not an excuse that I'm not going to counteract it, because I've pretty much been been through it all. So I really don't have time for just petty excuses. And that's real talk. Because it's not about me. You can give excuses to me all day long. And I'm over here hearing, okay, that's what you think. But who is that really affecting? It's not affecting me and my business, because I'm not giving my business excuses. It's going to affect you and your business. So get out of that excuse mindset. Give yourself a resolution mindset. Like, I can, not I can't. I don't know how to do that. Well, guess what? I didn't know how to do it either, but I found that there's a lot more available to us now than there used to be. I can go to YouTube. I can turn to, y'all are finding there's multiple groups on Facebook that Scentsy has for everything that you might want information on. There are so many people that have paved the way for us and if you were to talk to them and give them excuse, they're going to laugh at you, because they didn't have the tools that we have, the old timers. They didn't have YouTube people that had already made a way for us and provided training materials for us to learn from. So think about that before you start making excuses for why you're not doing something for your business, why you're not showing up. Because if you're not showing up, you're not going up. And I truly am somebody, word is valor to me. If I say that I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it, or I'm going to notify, like I go live every Sunday in my VIP group. But I also give myself grace. Like if I see I'm overwhelmed, it's too much, then I've covered my butt when I go and I'm like, hey, sorry that, postponing this. I'll meet back up with you. Thank you for your grace and forgiveness. Thank you for whatever you put out there, life happened, whatever. But don't leave people hanging, be accountable for your business. And your VIP group, that's another whole topic. I'm not going on that. But be accountable to your business, to your because you've gotten these relationships with them. They see you, they're watching you, they count on you, and they look up to you because you're a man of your word. You're positive. They're experiencing positive experiences with you because that's all you're giving them. Now, if you're giving them more than just positivity, maybe stop and think about it if things aren't really happening in your place, in your space, your business space. If you're putting out poor attitude or this kind of stance and stature, then they're not drawn to you. They're not buying Scentsy from you because of Scentsy. They're buying Scentsy from you because of you. And I love this year's SFR because their tagline for this year's Scentsy Family Reunion was, Scentsy is you. Meaning Scentsy, yes, Scentsy has all the amazing things for you, but without you, they can find Scentsy through another you. You know what I'm saying? So be the best you can be so that you can be Scentsy to them. All right. Practice positive affirmations. Direct your thoughts. Direct your thoughts where they need to go. You have control. You have power over your mind. Don't let them, when you feel yourself going somewhere that you don't need, that you know better because you know where it's going to lead you. It's going to lead you in bed. It's going to lead you, I don't know where it's going to lead you, but redirect your thoughts. My mom used to tell me when my kids were little, when they were, mommy, mommy, mommy. And I was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm on the phone. I'm cooking. Go over there. My mom would tell me, stop what you're doing. Just sit down. Give them your attention because their attention span is so short that they will walk away from you and you can go back to what you're doing. They might only needed you 10 seconds, but when you stop and you give them what your attention and they walk away from you, then they don't feel abandoned and rejected by you. Believe you will succeed. Believe in yourself. Go back to those affirmations. Speak it out of your mouth. There's life, there's power and death in your words. So what you speak out has power. If you're speaking out belief and success, and I can, and I will, and there's an incentive right now. We're in the first month of this incentive, and I'm going on that trip, and all of y'all are welcome to come with me. I will do everything to help you get there, but I need you to believe you will succeed. Let's talk. Let's put it on paper what you need, because you need to see what it's going to take for you to succeed. You need to see so you can believe that you're going to get there. And the analysis part, what went wrong? Sometimes you may have to stop and be like, this isn't working. Then, think about it. See what you can tweak. Try something new. Give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself down for something not working. Like, well, I did this. I posted out there and nobody's commented. Well, do some research. Maybe you need to do more than just that. Maybe you need to post and be in their inbox and follow them on their social media and let those algorithms link y'all together, because they may not have been seeing any of things you've been posting because you don't go post on there. How are they gonna, if you're not seeing their stuff, they're not seeing your stuff. Think about that. And give yourself credit. Like, hey, today I didn't get everything off my checklist, but like, here's my checklist. It's pretty long, but hey, I was able to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 things checked off my checklist. So, at the end of the day, that's progress. And tomorrow I'll look at my checklist again, and I'll prioritize which things need to go to the top and start at the top and do the top 3 things. Then if you got time, do 3 more things. I mean, just don't be so hard on yourself. Like I said, forgive yourself. Constantly beating yourself up about things that have gone wrong will not change them. Tell yourself that you are forgiven for your mistakes and allow yourself to move on. Learn from the past. You can't change the past. Whenever you feel negative thoughts about the past come up, replace them with a positive thought about the future. You can't go back. You look ahead. Live in today, live in your moment, live in your present, live in your future. Do today what it takes to have a better tomorrow. And do today what it takes to be where you want to be in 1 year from now. Because I shared with my team last week, 1 year ago today, I was a superstar consultant and my paycheck was in the 700s range. And since I'm bringing up income, please insert income disclosure statement. Okay, you got to do that to be in compliance with Scentsy. But 1 year ago today, I was a Scentsy, a superstar consultant, and my paychecks were averaging between $700 and $800 a month. And fast forward 1 year later, because I was doing the things then that got me to even up to that point, I was doing the things that led me to superstar consultant. And then I just kept doing those things. Host, join, what is it? Sell, host, I don't know. Y'all know the things. Sell, host, join, party, host, join. I don't know. Forgive me, because I'm just man. Just sometimes my memory won't hold on to every little important thing that I want to say to y'all. But I kept doing those things and applying those concepts and reaching out and teaching myself things through all the people that paved the way before me. And I followed other successful leaders, star directors, superstar directors, other directors. I'm learning from y'all. Give yourself credit for where you're at, because just because you're new in the journey and you may be an essential consultant, don't think that you don't have a whole lot to offer your team, because you do. I love my team. I love you guys. I love Scentsy as a whole, because it's a diverse environment with people with all walks of life that has all gifts and talents and skills. And I love that we are open and willing to give more than we take, because that is really the fundamental of this company. Give more than you take. And by doing that, you're gonna learn, and you're gonna grow, and you're gonna find value in things. You're gonna find value in yourself. So 1 year later, I'm a director, and my paycheck, I'm not ashamed to say it, was my highest one yet, but I average, and I'm part-time. I work full-time. I have other things that I do, was $2,200. Did it come easy? No, I did the things that I needed to do to get the results that I wanted to get. And because of it, I'm able to do, it's been life-changing. I'm a one home income. This house is one income. And I own my home. I own my car. It's paid for. And I'm able to do lots of extra things. Thank you to Scentsy. And, but that can be for you too. But you got to apply the concepts and make it super simple, sweet, and just do it diligently, dedicate it, be passionate about it, change your mindset to do what it takes. And here's the last thing. Get driven. So now that you know what you're passionate about, now that you know how to change your mindset, now it's time to get driven. Because when I got the biggest, I got chills on my face. I got the biggest compliment after I moved here, when I was still really broken, from my son's baseball coach. And this was years later. I had, 3 big flea market shops. And so when I wasn't working my full time, I was hustling. He would come in there, I'd be in overalls, I'd be sweating, but I was working, physical labor, all the things that came with it. And my mom happened to be with me this one day, and we bumped into him, and I adored this man. And he told me in front of my mom, he said, I've always admired Jarrett's mom. And he said, he knew the situation. He knew the journey. And he said, she is the most driven person I've ever seen. And I cried then, and I'll cry now. But driven is someone who is driven, is so determined to achieve something or be successful that all of their behavior is directed toward one aim, or that aim. Like most of the lawyers that I know, Rachel is driven, smart. I don't know where that came from. Strong-willed. What makes a driven person? Well, I'll tell you what makes a driven person, because I'm that person. My passion was to have a relationship with my treasures, which were my children, and I was willing to take whatever I had to endure to have that. If it meant that I was going to have to hold my head up high when I knew the people were talking behind my back, or nobody wanted me to succeed, or I felt like I needed to look like I was shameful, but I couldn't. I put a smile on my face. I put one foot in front of the other, and I stayed positive, and I kept my eye on the prize. I put my blinders on, and I kept my eye on the prize, and I did what I had to do to get there. So I found what I was passionate about. I kept my eyes on it. I had to change my mindset to say, I'm worthy. I am enough. I am, their mom. I had to tell myself that a lot. Like, you're worthy. You're their mom, and I just stayed the course. I got driven. So all of this that I shared with you guys tonight, I don't know if you took anything away from it, but I apply these concepts to everything I do in life. And Scentsy's one of them. Like, I'm passionate about it because I love it. I believe in it. Get knowledgeable about it if you love and believe in it. Get your mindset right with yourself. because yourself needs it. Yourself needs that. It needs to let go of baggage. It needs to let go of guilt and shame. It needs to let go of you're not enough. It needs to let go of you're not worthy. It needs to let go of that, because you know what? You can break your foot and you can get through it. Does it slow you down a little bit? Mm-hmm. But guess what? You can get through it, and you can be stronger, and you can have the right mindset as you go through it, to where people look up to you, or not necessarily look up to you, but people see you as a strength, because then you've shown them that if I can break my foot in Meridian, Idaho on day 1 of boot camp and survive and get through it and give it my all, even though inside I was terrified because I didn't know anybody there. You can do it. That's what you need to tell your brain. And that's what I was telling my brain then. Because the first night when I was in ER and I found out, yeah, it's broken, I was going to be in a boot, and y'all, it's the pain. I broke down that night, and I cried, and I said, what do I do, Lord? What do I do? This is my hopes and dreams are right here. I've invested a lot of money to be here. I can't let this experience go away. And he told me, and some of y'all may have heard this part of my story before, but he told me to let my little light shine. And when he said that, I was like, okay, that's all I got to do. Just let my little light shine. And I was like, okay, I sucked up the pain. I sucked up the devastation of now everything's ruined. And my whole Scentsy life is gone. All this, and I break my foot. Now it's all over. I give up. He told me to let my little light shine. And I did. And I had the best time in pain, but I had the best time. I made the best friendships. I'm with you right now through it. I could have left and went home. I didn't. And I'm just giving this as just some encouragement to you guys, that when you do overcome, you let your mind tell you that you can overcome it, and you get on the other side of that time, you're going to be able to serve other people better, because you're going to be able to relate to them. You're going to be able to give them empathy because you've been in similar situations. And then you can give them the encouragement that you gave yourself, or that you got when you were going through something that they need. All right. So I'm going to end with this. Just please go write down at least 5 qualities, strengths about yourself. Let those be in front of you every day. Post it somewhere. Speak it out loud. I'm enough. I am kind. I am smart. I can learn. My mind can grow. I'm not stuck. Whatever it is that you need to remind yourself every day, write it down. And if you have more than 5, write down more than 5, because I really believe in the power of our mindset. And if we're speaking out, that our brains are going to catch up to it eventually. And you're going to just be in a whole different, you're going to be in a whole, now I'm living my best life. And if depression even thinks it's coming my way, I'm like, whoop, nope. I beat you once, I beat you again. I ain't doing that again. No. I battle it. I battle. But here's the thing. As long as you're in the battle, you haven't lost. You're still in the fight. So whatever you need, if you need a friend, please, just know I'm open to listening and being there for you. But don't be offended if I offset it with some challenges, because I'm gonna challenge you to get out of that, because I don't like seeing you stuck there. I was stuck there. I wish I could go back and shake my young self and shake me out of it. And I get it. If you're not open to changing your mindset and you're not open to growth, then you're probably not going to hear anything I have to say, and you're probably just going to be stuck there. But I hope you're not. And so that's really all I had to share tonight. I don't know if this helped anybody, but I'm very passionate. I had to do this for myself. I had to change my mindset. And then once I knew what I was passionate about, I got driven. And now can't nothing stop me. Not a broke foot, not a broke down car, no internet. Like the first year or longer that I was doing this, I had no internet. And I was still hitting things because I was taking challenges on as something that I could overcome. And I think it took me being at rock bottom and losing everything I had to realize I'm an overcomer. And so now when people bring me problems, and that's why I'm so good on my job, and that's why I'm where I'm at, because all day long, I feel like I've got a gun and a weapon, and I'm fighting problems. Choom, choom, choom. I'm a problem solver. I deal with problems all day, every day. And I wouldn't be good at it if I didn't have to learn how to solve problems, right? And you won't either until you go through the problems and you look at it with the right mindset that I'm going to solve this problem. I'm going to learn. I'm going to figure out how to change my oil if I have to. I'll YouTube it. If I have to, learn how to ride a bike again, I'll get on that bike and give it a good try. All right, let me take it off. Let me stop sharing. And so anyway, we'll stop the recording. I thank you guys for hearing me out. Hope I didn't put anybody to sleep. I hope you found value in it. No, I love you. You guys mean everything to me. I love our friendships, and I hope y'all keep showing up at Chatter because this has been amazing for me. All right. Mwah, mwah. How do I stop recording? Is Monty gone?
Hello.
I'm done. Did any of y'all have any questions?
So is it recording on your end?
I don't know. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to stop recording and we're going to do a Q&A.